Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Dragon. In today's video, I'm bringing to you my review of Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. Before getting into the video itself, I want to say I liked Clockwork Prince more than Clockwork Angel and it was really good. This is the second book in the Infernal Devices trilogy. I'm not going to spoil the first book in the Infernal Devices or the first 4 books in the Mortal Instruments in any way while reviewing this book. So if you have not read those books, it's not an issue. You can even then continue watching the video because I'm not going to spoil any book in any way. And also it's pouring down out there, so if you do hear some pattering noises in the background, please bear with me and let's just get into the video. As usual, let's start with the plot of the book. The plot of the book actually deals with the aftermath of the ending of Clockwork Angel, which is the first book. We know that the antagonist of the trilogy actually does something by the climax of the book 1, and as a result of this, Charlotte, who's the head of the London Institute, she has to deal with a lot of issues, and it is in such a way that the institute is going to get out of her power and it's going to be passed on to someone else. In order to make the institute remain with herself, Charlotte has to find the antagonist and also try to solve many other things which are like causing immense troubles for her in order to keep the institute with herself. One of the main reasons being that Charlotte is a woman, and this story takes place in 1876 or 1878 in the 19th century, during which women were not that much empowered, and I liked that aspect of the book. But this is the main plot. Our main character Tessa Gray and the other Shadowhunters, they try and help Tessa in order to save the institute and make it remain within the powers of Charlotte and Henry, and that's the main plot of this book. Moving on to the characters, the main character for us in the story, Tessa Gray, she is just in the journey of finding her true potential and exploring her powers, what she is able to do, and many other things that are going on in her head. And also, apart from her, the other two main characters, Will Herondale, we get more of Will's backstory. I do think that there is also a short chunk of the story that has not been revealed in this book, and it is to be revealed in Clockwork Princess. I'm not sure, but the thing which I got out of this for Will's character, it was really good. Okay, I didn't expect certain things, and I did know that things were going to be in some way, and they were. I like that. And also, apart from that, Jem's the thing that Gems goes through, it is also explained really well in this one. Apart from the 3 main characters, some of the people who add on like a great essence for the story are Magnus, my darling, and Camille. And also from Magnus and Camille, we also have 2 other downworlders, Ragnarfell and Wolsey. They also add different things into the story. I'm not going to say what these people are. They are just downworlders. You'll learn what kind of downworlders they are while you're reading the story. And also, apart from this, Jessamine and Sophie. Okay, Jessamine was someone who I liked a lot in the first book. I do continue liking her in this one also, but the things that Jessamine does, they just escalate the book in a really better level, if you ask me. And also the things that Sophie does, I didn't know that Sophie had that much potential within her that she showed in this book. After all these things, one main family as a whole, the Lightwoods. Okay, I love the Lightwoods from the Mortal Instruments. I didn't like the Lightwood from the first book, Clockwork Angel, but I did know that all the Lightwoods can't be worse, because the other family which I read in the Mortal Instruments are my favorite. Okay, it's my favorite. That family is my favorite. So obviously I knew that something better was coming, and it was really good. Okay, I just love the one specific Lightwood that was shown in this one. Also, different shades of the family, they were also really good, and the characters as a whole, they were done perfect justice, just like any other Shadowhunters book. Moving on to the world building, the world building was also really good in this one. World building, as in the sense of it was shown how the shadow world actually works. We got to know a lot more about the clave or the conclave or the enclave, how they call it in the series. And also, apart from this, we also learn how certain things work on the shadow world, like what kind of drugs do people use, what currency they use, and how the politics in the shadow world actually takes place, how it happens within the clave. We also get different family politics, that is problems happening between different families of Shadowhunters, and what can happen to a family of Shadowhunters if they are convicted of certain things. They were like really good. They built this entire Shadowhunter world in a proper way for me. It didn't look like, okay, that's a world, people are there. It wasn't like that. It felt so real, so vivid in every sense for me. Also, apart from this, not just the Shadowhunters were given importance, also the Roundworlders. How the warlocks work, how their magic works, and certain how to say, I can say like the anatomy of the warlocks was really well explained in this book. Also, apart from the warlocks, how vampires work, how their lives are meant to be. Vampires are glamorous creatures, right? And they are portrayed as such in this book also, but certain things that the vampires have to endure, it was also really good. How the Seelies and the werewolves work, especially the Seelies, okay? Seelies are like one of the coolest creatures in the town world, if you ask me, okay? The warlocks are the best, but after the warlocks, the Seelies are the coolest because they are evil, okay? They are pure evil, but they don't look evil at all. That's what I like about them, and the world building aspect was really rich in this one, if you ask me. Finally, in the spoiler free section, talking about the pacing of this book, I must say that the pacing in this one was as consistent as it was in Clockwork Angel. That's one of the main things which I liked from that first book, and it continued on in the second book also in a really good way, if you ask me personally, because in this book we get a lot of revelations, okay? Not just for the main characters alone, also for the side characters and characters who just come in a scene and go away. Those are like certain things which do affect the pacing in a really great way, because while you explain a character's story, you're going to go to the past, you're going to explain their backstory and what happened in their families, as a result of which they are like this right now. Those things always impact the pacing of the book in a really good way, because the plot is progressing in a proper way, but while you put a pause and tell the story of a character, it's going to affect the pacing for sure. But Cassie just managed to ease the pacing through the plot and the backstories in a proper way, such that it doesn't feel boring or lagging in any way. It just felt so smooth and very well laid out, okay? In this book, if you ask me, the author actually proved herself to be a really good storyteller and making the readers get invested in the story while reading it without getting bored at all. And the pacing was just perfect in this book, if you ask me, and I ended up giving it 5 stars if you're not able to guess by now. And that's it for the spoiler free part. I'm going to jump into spoilers now, so if you're not read the book, you can obviously step out, or if you're not offended, or if you are interested in looking into spoilers, or if you have read the book before, please do stay on, because I'm going to discuss spoilers from now on. First, let's talk something about Tessa, okay? Tessa proved to be a really good protagonist for the story, if you ask me personally, because Clary from the Mortal Instruments, she's really good at sometimes, she's so stupid at sometimes, but I can't think of Tessa being stupid even at a small instant throughout this book, except for the climax when she decides to marry Jem, okay? Because she just does it out of how to say, it is like charity, if you ask me. It's not love in any way. That's the only point in which Tessa felt a bit negative for me, but other than that, there are like multiple points throughout the book which shows that she is the protagonist, okay? She's strong-willed, she takes her ground, and the time when she decides that she is going to get Charlotte retain the institute, because whether she has the institute or the Lightwoods have the institute, it's not going to affect her in any way, because she's a downworlder, okay? She's going to be under the protection of the Shadowhunters until she's recognized of her powers to the fullest extent. And I liked that loyalty aspect of Tessa a lot. Also, when she tries to shun away Will, while she knows that what all he did for her in the first book, it was not right, okay? It was not right. So she doesn't like bite her teeth and accept what he did in any way. She just shuns him out, and I liked that strength of Tessa a lot, because during the time during which the story actually takes place, writing female characters like that, though they have all those feelings, expressing them, that is really different, and I liked that a lot about Tessa. Also, when she's pulled for the emotions and feelings that she has for Will as well as Jem. She likes Will, but she doesn't know what Will has in mind, because he's been pushing her out continuously. She's not able to stop thinking about him. At the same time, she's attracted to Jem as well, and she displays her affection for him in many ways, and they get engaged at last. After Will reveals his story, she has this doubt whether she's actually in love with Jem or Will, but she decides to take over Jem because he's already so weak physically. Will has been through a lot due to the curse, okay, the ruse, not even the curse, and I liked that emotional push and pull between Will and Jem for her. Also, apart from all these things, the time during which she actually feels for Sophie, okay, while she gets along with Jem, she makes sure that Sophie is okay with it, because she knows that Sophie likes Jem rather than any other person in the institute, and it is in such a way that Jem likes her and likes Tessa, and Tessa likes him back, and she doesn't want Sophie to be sad due to that in any way. I liked that care that she showed for Sophie as a friend very much. at last. Okay, this is the most touching scene for me if you ask for Tessa. She agrees to let the Shadowhunters let torture Nate in order to get information out of him, but when Nate dies, she mourns for his loss. Okay, despite all those things, he was the only family that she had. Okay, throughout the time that she was in London, she was in US, everything. And I liked that part of Tessa, which knows that he is wrong, but he is family. Okay, so she's the only person who can mourn for her. She does mourn for her. Sorry, she does mourn for him in many ways, and that just rounded up the character of Tessa in a really beautiful way, if you ask me. Next, moving on to Will. Will is the person who gets the most page time in this book, if you ask me. The first book was actually a Tessa book, but it had Will on the cover. The second book is actually a Will book and it has Jem on the cover, and I hope that the third book is a Jem book and it has Tessa on the cover, because it just is so beautiful in every way. Okay, Will's story was something which I was expecting a lot after finishing Clockwork Angel, because I knew that there is something going on behind this guy's behavior, because it doesn't feel like a normal person, because he is good but he doesn't show himself good in some way. That's mainly because he is good, okay, and he doesn't want other people to perceive how good he is. And that backstory that he tells of the demon Marbus cursing him, okay, I was able to guess to some extent that it was not a curse, it was just a ruse. But when it was revealed at the end, it just made complete sense to me, because I have been paying attention to the story, because it's not possible for Will to push out everyone of his life who loves him, because I'm sure that Jem loves him. Jem is dying, but he's not dead yet. Okay, he could not have survived 5 years after, if the curse has been working for that long. Also, Charlotte and Henry, Jem loves them. Will loves them for sure. But Charlotte and Henry also love him equally more, especially Charlotte, because she is like a mother or an elder sister for all of these people, and they have not died. They have not faced any dire consequences in any way. It all just like highlighted things for me, like the curse isn't working, it is not real in some way, and it was just made clear at the end. Also, apart from all these things, the relationship that Will actually starts building up with Magnus. Okay, Magnus is like a mentor to Will throughout this book, and also Magnus is romantically attracted towards Will in some way or the other. It was really beautiful. Okay, he doesn't use Will, he helps Will to the fullest of his power, and I liked Magnus. Okay, I like Magnus, you know that for sure, and that's one of the many layers for me liking Magnus, and it was really good. At last, when Will actually breaks down and he opens himself for Tessa, and finally when Tessa says what's happened between her and Jem, he's just so open. Okay, he just leaves it for her spare but because he doesn't want to break Jem more, because he knows that Jem is going through a lot. Okay, for Will, everything is kind of closed right now, except for the problem that he wants Tessa, and he's not going to get her. But Jem has only Tessa right now, nothing else in the world, and he doesn't want to take that away from his best friend. It was really beautiful in that sense. And also, at last, okay, the first scene in which Will sees Cecily, and he doesn't want to get near her because he fears that the curse might kill her in some way, because she's family, she's going to love him for sure. And at the end, when Cecily comes to the institute, it was just so mind-blowing, because I'm waiting to see some Will and Cecily moments, that is brother sister moments in the third book. Let's just wait and watch. Next, talking about Jem is my most favorite of all the three main characters. I have said that already in my review for the first book itself, but in this book I don't think that Jem had that much of a role to play, except for the issues regarding the love triangle. Okay, this is the place during which I actually was able to see that Jem and Tessa are more friends than any other thing. But in this book, this is a book in which the love between them is actually exposed and glorified. Okay, and I was not okay with them getting together so soon. Okay, they are just both 17 and 16. That is like very young. Okay, even during the 1800s, for a Shadowhunter, it is like really a young age. Okay, I won't accept, they're not even adults yet. It just felt so bad for me, and I didn't like that aspect of Jem's story. Also, the point during which Jem is angry with Will because he took Infernal, it just felt so real for me. Okay, if I have a friend and he or she does something like that, I will be totally pissed off and I will be angry at them. The moment during which Jem actually hits Will and Will bleeds in his lip, it is violence, but it's between friends, okay? It's nothing wrong. Will doesn't take it in a negative way. Jem also doesn't do it in a negative way. He just does it exposing his disappointment on Will, and it was really well portrayed, if you ask me. Also, the love that Jem has for Tessa, it is really pure, okay? Jem himself is a pure person, and I do think that Jem is going to know about Will and Tessa in book 3, and it is going to actually show the grander scheme of the love triangle, and I am expecting to see all those things. If you have read the book, please don't spoil me, please. I request you, I plead you, don't spoil me, because I'm enjoying it a lot. And that's all I thought about Jem in this book. Next, talking about my most favorite of all, Magnus Bane. Okay, Magnus helps a lot for Will. Okay, he doesn't even get payment, as far as I could see, from Will for being for helping him, and obviously it's made really clear that Magnus is attracted towards Will in a very vivid way, if you ask me, and I don't think it's wrong, because Magnus deserves anyone that he wants, because he's such a good person. Will is not able to understand, because he's straight in every way. It's just shown that way. And the friendships that he has with I don't think Ragnar's friendship with Magnus is shown that much in this one, but Magnus's friendship with Will, see, that is shown. Is it a friendship or a relationship? I'm not sure, but I do think it's a friendship more than a relationship. And after them, the relationship with Camille. Okay, Camille is just a B word. Okay, she's just a bitch in this one. I'm sure that everyone will accept what I say, and she was being so bad a person to Magnus, and I do think that she doesn't deserve Magnus in any way. And I was so happy the way in which Magnus actually takes Will. He kisses Will and takes him out. One thing which I didn't like about Magnus's character in this one was that he used Will to a small extent by kissing him, and while Will asks that did you actually kiss me in that, and Magnus is like, no, you were just dreaming and it's just a side effect of the drugs that I gave you. It was not right, because Magnus wouldn't do that. Okay, for the Magnus that I know from the Mortal Instruments, he wouldn't do that. And the way in which he advises Tessa and tries to impart some knowledge about the downworld into her, because obviously she is also going to be mortal just like Magnus, and it's really good how he talks about the feelings and how they grow or tend to become less as they age. It's really beautiful, and I just devoured Magnus' story a lot. In the first book, I was a bit disappointed about Magnus, because there was not at all many scenes. There were just exactly 2 scenes for Magnus in book 1, but in this one, Magnus appears in like multiple scenes, and I just loved each and every scene of that, and I just loved Magnus. Like I even have to say that. Next, talking about Charlotte and Henry. I think Charlotte and Henry are like the perfect couple. Okay, they are an example for a perfect couple who are just put together under different circumstances, but they are like soulmates. Okay, I can see that Charlotte and Henry are perfect for each other in every way. Okay, that fight talk that they have, which actually exposes their love for each other, it was really beautiful. Okay, Henry has always respected Charlotte for the talents that she has, and Charlotte has always had faith in Henry that he is going to be a really innovative and successful person when it comes to technology in the Shadowhunter world. It was really beautiful, and how they expressed their love for each other, it was so cute. Okay, it was the cutest thing that I read in this book. Not even the main characters had such a cute moment, but Henry and Charlotte did. And also the way in which Charlotte takes power, okay, and she has this love for Jem, Tessa, Will, Sophie and Jasmine as well. And when she finds that Jasmine has betrayed them, she takes her role as a Shadowhunter and the head of the institute, and she does force Jasmine to tell the truth and puts her in the Silent City. It must have been so tough for Charlotte, a character like Charlotte, to do that, but for the sense of responsibility, or for the amount of responsibility that she has, she just took the perfect decision, if you ask me, and it just glorified her character in a great way. And also Henry, okay, Henry is so supportive of Charlotte. Every time Charlotte doubts herself, Henry goes on saying that if she is not perfect to run the institute, he doesn't know who else is, and it just shows his confidence on Charlotte in a very beautiful way, if you ask me. Also, Henry's device, it's the thing which actually kills the giant automaton and ends up saving Tessa and Will. Will is injured, but he lives. Tessa also doesn't die, mainly due to that weapon that he did. Also, I forgot to say this in my discussion for Clockwork Angel. He's been working, okay, right, Henry has been working on the sensor in Clockwork Angel, and we do see the censor working in City of Moons. Okay, so Henry is successful for sure. Everyone who mocks him, I'm sure that they can just shove it into themselves because he just proved them wrong. He's such a sweet character, who's a strong character, supportive character, and I do think that Charlotte and Henry deserve each other to the best in this book. Talking about Sophie and Jessamine, okay, Jessamine betrays, so there's nothing much to talk about her. She's just so very intentional, and she's so ambitious that she has to get out of the Shadowhunter world and she has to marry a mundane. So she just chooses Nate over everyone else, even the people who actually housed her and grew her. That was not a really good thing to do. And the other one is Sophie. Okay, Sophie just proved to be a person worth being a mundane. Okay, she is like one of the best representations of normal human beings in the Shadowhunter world. When she actually finds the relationship between Jem and Tessa, and she accepts it and supports Tessa as a friend in the best way. The talks that Sophie and Tessa have, they are just so relatable. They are so casual in every way. They just feel like actual talks between friends who might face situations like that. And also, apart from that, when she finds out that Jessamine has been doing something behind the institute's back, and she finds that invitation for Benedict Lightwood's party from Nate, she actually knocks out Jessie and takes the invitation to Tessa and asks for her help. I'm sure that if there is no Sophie in that one, it could have been a huge mess. Okay, huge mess, and Jessie would not have been caught. Also, I liked this relationship which I didn't see coming between cute love between Sophie and Gideon. Okay, it was just so precious. They are really good people, both Sophie as well as Gideon. They are like perfect people if you ask me, and I do want them to get together by the end of Clockwork Princess. I hope they do. And also, there's this scene in which she actually slaps Gideon. Gabriel. It was really good. Okay, Gabriel keeps on insulting Charlotte, and Sophie's not able to take it up above a point, and she just slaps him. Okay, she just slaps him across the face, and Gabriel just walks out of the institute and gets into the carriage and goes away. It was really good, and that was like one of the best representations of Sophie's character in this book. Talking about the Lightwoods, obviously my most favorite Lightwood in this family is Gideon. Okay, I'm sure that everyone else also likes Gideon, but I'm able to understand Gabriel as well. The things that he's seen from his point of view, Gabriel is really right if you ask me. Okay, he does want to support his father because there is no one else for him, and he also doesn't like Will for the thing that he actually did to their sister, the Lightwood sister, whose name I don't remember right now. Okay, it was not right. Okay, though Will was doing it for the good of others, for others who don't know what's happening within Will, it is definitely wrong, and I do understand Gabriel's point of view in that one. And that was a stupid decision of not going along with Gideon, staying with Benedict. That was not a perfect choice, but it is his choice. He just thinks from out of his mind. He is not influenced by other people's opinions, and I did like it about him a lot, and it was really good. Okay, and Demon Pox, I forgot about talking about Demon Pox. Okay, the time during which it comes to notice that he's been having Benedict has been having Demon Pox, and Will is totally ecstatic right now. He says to them that he's been right the whole time, and he sings that song, right? I just loved it. That scene, it just showed Will's character in a purer form if you ask me. We've always seen Will as this guarded character who's always serious. He is funny, but he's an ass also at times. But after that big revelation that he's not cursed, it's just been a ruse the whole time, that's when he comes to know about Demon Pox. It was really beautiful. Also, when Jem says that he did see a mention of Demon Pox while investigating about the repressions, and seeing that the Lightwood, Benedict's wife, she actually died due to Demon Pox. He tells it to Will, and Will just smacks him on the head, saying that you too, Brutus, you didn't say about Demon Pox, though you know that it existed. It just showed that banter in a proper way, that friendship. That was just beautiful, and the Lightwoods were also really good in every way if you ask me, because I am sure that there is going to be some really good kind of what's that called, arc or development for the Lightwoods in book 3. I do expect that, because without that the Lightwoods can't be that good in the Mortal Instruments, and I'm just waiting for that big reveal and development towards the end of the story. Finally, I want to say certain things which I didn't see coming, and they just shook me a bit while I was reading. First one is the engagement of Jem and Tessa. I didn't see that coming. Okay, It was only in that scene between Jem and Tessa that things escalated between them to a huge scale, and I thought that okay, this is going to develop in a slow way, it's going to be a slow burn, but it was not. He just proposes, she accepts, that's it, and they are engaged by the end of the book. The next one is like made me like squeal with happiness internally was Charlotte and Henry being pregnant, and it was just so beautiful. They are going to have a boy or a girl. I think they are going to have a boy, and it's just going to be awesome. Okay, and I just want to see how they what's going to happen to them in the book 3. I'm sure that it will happen the month after this one ends. The next one is like one of the best scenes throughout the book. Exact climax when Cecily comes and knocks at the institute door and says that she has come to be trained as a Shadowhunter. I was just, yeah, we are getting a good character, it seems, finally, and Will is going to get someone in his life whom he can completely trust because he's going to get a sibling, okay? And I'm sure that Cassandra Clare has the best way to write sibling relationships in a good way. I think Will and Cecily's relationship is going to be something like that between Alec and Isabel, but in a different, reverse way. I think I'm waiting for it. I totally dig it. And finally, this was my most unexpected thing, which I thought throughout. The first book's title, Clockwork Angel. It was due to the Clockwork Angel that Tessa was wearing. But in this one, Clockwork Prince, the Clockwork Prince is none of the Shadowhunters, none of the main characters. It's actually Axel Mortmain. He is the Clockwork Prince, and in that scene during which his wall of parents, his dad is actually just holding him and spinning, saying that he's his Clockwork Prince. I was like, holy shit, okay, it was that big a revelation for me, and I just loved that scene a lot. Okay, that's all for today, and if you have read Clockwork Prince, do let your opinions in the comments below. Let's just chat and see how our opinions mix and match. And that's it for today. If you did enjoy watching the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel because I publish new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.